When you think of Ark Survival Evolved, you think of raiding and happy times and just playing with all your pals on official servers. That's what you think of. You don't think of the dark side of Ark Survival Evolved. Well, today I'm going to be exposing the dark side of the Ark community. So first off, we have to establish the two different sides of the Ark community. There is the player side, which involves different types of players and YouTubers, and then there is the developer side. These are the people that created Ark, they run Ark, they make sure that the game works. So first, we're going to be talking about the dark side of the developers. So we're going to start off with some easy content for you guys to digest. I'm not going to dive deep into anything too harsh. So the Ark developers, they have a tendency to go after Ark YouTubers. So if you remember, last year at the end of 2018, they released Ark Extinction, and this was a really big release, a brand new DLC for Ark Survival Evolved, and it was a really big success at the time. And before Extinction was released, there was a lot of live streams and content that was released by these developers that YouTubers went over and they posted on their YouTube channels. I know that I made some videos on this, and also another Ark YouTuber named Thick Freedom, they made a video covering a live stream that the developers made. So pretty much there was a live stream at a gaming convention, and this live stream was hosted by the Ark developers. They were going over the game pre-release to Extinction. Extinction hadn't been released yet, and they were just kind of talking about the game, showing some in-game footage and stuff like that. So Thick Freedom, what he decided to do was make a video on this and kind of cover what was happening and just look at it, you know, review it, show it to his fans, because this was already public, people could see it. I'm not exactly sure if this was like released by the developers to the public or it was just a leaked video from the convention, but all I know is that people had access to it online, you know, because the developers were showing this and they had it at a convention, anyone could really find it, people recorded it, so it was online for anyone to see, and because of that, Thick Freedom made a video on it. But then, about a week later, somebody stumbled across Thick Freedom's video who was part of the Ark developer team, and they decided to strike down the video. So, Thick Freedom obviously got very angry at this, and anyone had access to this footage. He made a video covering it, and then his channel was affected by it. So that's what I don't understand about these developers. You know, they released some footage of the game before to the public, people could see this, and then freaking Thick Freedom makes a video on it, then they strike him down. Anyways, Thick Freedom knows much more about why. He probably has like a lot more information, and the video of him explaining it is not up on YouTube anymore, so unfortunately I can't play it for you guys, but that is the story, at least the story that I heard from his video. But anyways, on top of these developers unrightfully taking down YouTubers' videos, they also have security issues. So if you don't know already, Wildcard, they also released another game called Atlas. So some of the developers from Wildcard, they branched out, made a new developer team called Grapeshot. So they're kind of like sisters and brothers, you know, they're right alongside each other, they're pretty much the same developers. And they made another game called Atlas. It was a really big success at launch, and there were a lot of bumpy patches and just things that were wrong with the game. But ever since they have been working on it, it's got a lot better. So anyways, back to the point, Wildcard, these developers who made Ark Survival Evolved and Atlas, they have a huge security issue, and that is not being able to keep their devs in check. And by this, I mean they obviously don't have the best security for these developers. Alright, so let me try to explain what I mean by this. Pretty much a couple weeks after Atlas was launched, a developer of Atlas was hacked.
What the hell was that?
His account was hacked, and some Chinese hackers got in and were just messing around on the official servers. They were spawning in whales, they were exploding planes, they were oh my god, it was chaos. There were tanks flying out everywhere. It was bad, guys. Like, they were hacking and they were making the game horrible. And because of this, the developers had to roll back the servers. It was just bad. Like, their security was so crap for Atlas when it first came out. I'm not sure if they fixed it ever since, but pretty much the problem is these developers, they didn't have the best security. So Wildcard, you guys got to invest in some better security for your developers, because if these developers get hacked, these hackers could literally mess up the whole game. Like, they could just ruin it for everybody, and because of that, they saw the consequences. So here are a few clips of the hacking. It's hard to look at, but it's bad, guys. Just watch.
Why did I just get thrown off? Excuse me? Get him.
Dude, alright, it's gonna blow. Okay, the water is what's blowing it up. Dude. Dude.
So I know that isn't completely relevant to Ark Survival Evolved because it is a separate game, but at the same time it's made by the same developers who made Ark Survival Evolved, and it's pretty much a replica of Ark, but with just a pirate theme. And that's pretty much why I also included this into the video, because it's the same developers who made it. So the security issues, it's pretty bad, it's not the best thing for their reputation, along with taking down YouTubers' videos, probably not the best thing, but at least they listen to the YouTubers, they listen to the players. Well, I'm sorry to tell you guys, but they don't listen. So if you guys have been playing Ark Survival for a while, you already know that these developers, they don't listen to the community at all. And if you watch YouTube a lot, you've probably heard a lot of YouTubers saying this. But you would think that they would at least open up their tickets and look at players having their individual issues, such as their characters glitching out of thin air and dinosaurs going out of nowhere, Maybe they would just look at those, or maybe even hackers, tickets being submitted in because there's hackers in the game. But unfortunately, guys, these developers, they barely go through those tickets. There's probably thousands of tickets that come in each week, and they probably look through, I don't even know. I can't give you a number because it doesn't look like they act on anything that these tickets submit. I submitted a ticket in 2016, and they still haven't replied to me, guys. So not only are the developers at fault here, but also the players. There's a really bad side to these players and YouTubers on Ark Survival Evolved. So when you think of Ark, you probably will recall these types of Ark videos on YouTube. So they're the happy, family-friendly Let's Play videos such as this.
And, oh my lord! Ew! Come on, let's get the turkey!
And then there are the types of videos with raiding footage and really blasted loud music in the background. And a lot of these Ark videos are also tutorial videos telling you how to play the game or how to make a super dope base. So that's pretty much what makes up the good side of the Ark community, and the really family-friendly, happy, no drama, all that stuff. And probably like 80% of the Ark community consists of that, family-friendly content, super happy tutorials, and just innocent raiding videos, But then, there's the bad side. So there are buckets of drama on official servers, and usually it's in-game. So what happens is a tribe gets raided, or like a hacker gets really pissed off. All this PvP in-game can lead to like real-life stuff. I haven't heard of any, swatting because of Ark Survival Evolved. I know that happens a lot in other games. I haven't had any reports for Ark Survival Evolved, but I have heard a lot of DDoSing of entire servers. And as you can imagine, guys, this is horrible for the entire server, because that entire server can't play. It's constantly getting sent viruses to it, so it's just not even playable, You can barely get into the server without it crashing. So that's player versus player drama. But now let's talk about YouTuber versus YouTuber drama. So most of the time, Ark YouTubers, it's a pretty friendly community, but every once in a while, there is some drama that gets started, and it can end in a lot of bad results.
This little beach right here.
Yasamur, how'd I say your name? You're irrelevant in this Ark game. Okay. No one knew your name till I made a vid insane. Come back from breaking, now you try to get some fame?
You uploaded a video 5 hours later, so you must be copying me, right? Well, dude, I don't watch you. You suck.
So do you guys remember Thick Freedom, which I talked about in the beginning of the video, and I also just played a clip of one of his drama videos? Well, one of his minions is even coming after me. So I'm gonna make this as short and sweet as possible. So pretty much about a month ago, I used 3 seconds of Thick Freedom's video in one of my videos to show off a Managarma. So let's take a look at this new update and what was just released to the PC. So you guys know what the Managarma is. Pretty much this thing is very powerful on official servers, and because of that, there's just a lot of little implications. At the time of recording, I was going to put a watermark over it showing that it was from Thick Freedom's video and it wasn't mine, but I was rushing that day and I totally forgot to. Keep in mind that using 3 seconds of somebody else's video is totally under the copyright law, and there's no real problem with it, and honestly, it's not the biggest deal, but still, I can totally understand that Thick Freedom would be mad because I didn't give credit and I totally forgot about it. So then I received a message from Thick Freedom's little minion named Ashley. So she says, really? Now I gotta solve this drama? more, why are my subscribers telling me that you ripped our footage? Then I say, I used a 3-second clip from one of your videos and forgot to give credit in the description. I will do so now. She says, thank you, 3 seconds or not, you won't believe the amount of work that goes into these clips. And I totally understood that and I respected it, so I went ahead and gave them credit and I left it at that. And then out of nowhere, after we resolve the drama, she responds back, oh, and dear, I'm not scary. You don't have to lie to me. Tell me the truth in the future. It will help. Take it from experience. You don't want to have the whole Ark community against you. It doesn't make for a fun time. Which then she sends a screenshot pretty much showing nothing. It's just a couple of comments saying that I'm stealing your footage and I don't give credit. So I was really confused because I had already tried to explain to her that it was just a mistake and it was a 3-second clip, but I was gonna go and give credit in the description. Then she had to accuse me of lying. So I asked back, how did I lie? Then she responds with, I can see you knew you didn't give credit. Don't try to cover it up. Like I said, I'm not mad at you. Just don't lie to me. I'm just a tiny Australian girl. Not too scary. So at this point, I'm pretty pissed off. She just accused me of something that I didn't do, and now I can feel her ego just radiating off of this little comment here. So then I respond back with this little paragraph here. You guys can go ahead and pause the video and read it if you want, but pretty much what I said was that I don't know why she was getting pissed off because I wasn't lying, and I just tried to explain that I just forgot. Everyone makes mistakes, guys. And then she responds back with this message here. You guys can read it. Pretty much she just has an even bigger ego, which pissed me off even more, so I just left her on red. So pretty much what she just said here is just restating what she said before and called me a liar again. So you guys probably think that the Ark community is just all smiles and giggles, everything is fine, nobody really argues that much because it's Ark Survival Evolved, but you'd be surprised guys, there's a really bad side to Ark Survival, and today I exposed it as best that I could. But if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe with post notifications on if you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you guys in my next video, hopefully soon. Peace.